We begin in Washington, where the White House says this morning President Obama did not know the NSA engaged in eavesdropping on dozens of world leaders. Administration officials tell the Wall Street Journal that a White House review uncovered the operation this past summer.
Now, the disclosures of U.S. spying are disrupting America's relations with some of its closest allies. Major Garrett is at the White House. Major, good morning.
Well, good morning, Nora and Charlie. You can add Spain to the list of European countries outraged by the scope of U.S. surveillance, with reports this morning that U.S. tracking of 60 million phone calls in that country in 1 month. Now, for these European Union countries, there is outrage and disgust with the scope of U.S. surveillance. And it's not a typical diplomatic argument. It now threatens to scuttle an emerging trade deal between the United States and all of the European Union nations involved. And for those European nations, it's a rude awakening, because many of them thought President Obama, at least in the terms of surveillance, would be much different than President George W. Bush. The Obama administration, like the Bush White House before it, spied on leaders of up to 35 foreign governments, according to the Wall Street Journal. The White House did not deny the charge, saying only, "Today's world is highly interconnected and the flow of large amounts of data is unprecedented." The White House said all spying tactics are under review. Some have already been canceled, like surveillance of German Chancellor Angela Merkel's personal cell phone. That revelation has infuriated Merkel, and the White House concedes severely damaged U.S.-German relations. A prominent German newspaper reported President Obama had known of the Merkel spying since 2010. The paper said Keith Alexander, head of the National Security Agency, informed the president personally of the Merkel operation that year. The administration denied that conversation took place. The mess in Europe is now spilling into some quarters of Congress.
I don't believe ever listening to a head of state of an ally would be appropriate, and I would hope, if it's happened, that the president is just as upset as all of us are in Congress.
France is also livid over disclosures that the National Security Agency gathered 70 million French phone calls in 1 month this year. But some lawmakers say Europe needs to grow up.
If the French citizens knew exactly what that was about, they would be applauding and popping champagne corks. It's a good thing. It keeps the French safe. It keeps the U.S. safe.
For Merkel, the White House took the unusual step of promising its surveillance is over and will never happen again. Merkel is the only world leader angered by the spying revelations to receive that U.S. promise. In all cases, the U.S. intelligence community likes to maintain at least some ambiguity about what it conducts surveillance on and what it does not. In Merkel's case, that's been eliminated entirely. European Union representatives arrive in Washington today. They'll meet with White House officials and others in the U.S. government to talk about new spying rules. Currently, the United States conducts no surveillance on Great Britain, Australia, New Zealand, and Canada. European Union diplomats want the same rules, and those talks are headed clearly, Nora and Charlie, in that direction.
Major Garrett, thank you.